Hello everyone, welcome back. It's Eden Star Early Access coverage. We found the migrating birds and then they just run into the grass and hide. They're very well synchronized. We have a mission today. It's a very specific mission involving the domination of the swamp. Or at least just refinding it and getting some Illumium. If we can't dominate it, that would be a second best alternative. We want to continue the upgrading on our equipment, and in order to do that, we need stuff out of the swamp, is basically the long and short of what we're doing and why. But I don't know exactly where to go to intersect with the swamp. I know that it was northeast of our base, but I did some preliminary legwork, just kind of running around, making sure that I would maybe have a chance of finding it again, and getting back there just by following northeast wasn't really as successful as I might have hoped. So as I recall, when we originally found it, we went around back behind our base and then went northeast from there, and that's sort of how we found it the first time. So here we're actually going directly south, but I'm a little bit curious about all of this. Like, what is that? Oh, it is swamp. Look at, there's the walker up there. Oops. Look at these crazy, like, it's like trees made out of metal, almost. Can I gather from that? These are Illumium deposits that also give protonite. But first, do we want to just take a cheap shot at this guy because he's walking around like that? Is that an okay thing to do? I feel like it's kind of a dick move because he's not bothering anybody. We'll have to take another look at it. So I guess this is Illumium, according to the heads-up display. That was a lot quicker and easier than I was expecting. Let's take the bottom out and see if it... Yeah, oh, here we go. It's all going down. Oh, wow, it comes apart in gigantic chunks. There's no joke. This is protonite and Illumium. It's like trees, only better. And very interesting looking trees, I have to say. I was kind of expecting them to be more in the nature of like rock deposits. But no, it's giant iron trees. I'm keeping an eye out for the walker. Oh, look at him. Sneaky. Oh, he's looking at me. He is definitely looking at me. You and your tongue. Just bugger off. We got him. We got him. It was a tough fight. You saw it. It was a tough fight. But we got him. What can you say about that? We killed him for looking at us. Because we're space heroes. That's us. Out here for the Illumium and the protonite. I think from this, if we also manage to take down some hives today and get some Teslinium, we should be able to upgrade our Gauss cannon. And potentially at least be pretty darn close to finishing off the upgrades on the RMD and the Mata tool so that we can do all the fast digging and repairing and all these other things that we like to be able to do. And then we'll be down to building a spiffy base using a bunch of the new blocks that were released with the same update that brought us this swamp biome and the creepy tongue walkers. Look at all this up here. Is this ironite? No, it's just a great big ugly rock. Which is, that's okay, it doesn't have to be useful. Oh, look, they're all up there now. Oh, and there's a hive up on that wall. How are we doing for ammunition for the rifle? Almost 300 rounds, but 3. We don't use the rifle for hives anymore, we use the Gauss cannon. It's just one of those things. Oh, jeez. He sees us. Hi. We can get along, just keep that tongue in your mouth. Stop looking at me. You know what I did to your friend. See what he does. Watch, his entire head like opens up and it's all toothy and crazy and gross. Are you afraid of me? Are you gonna tongue me to death? Or are you just gonna look at me all damn day? Those are some creepy gurgling noises you're making, and now you're following me. I'm warning you. Oh, there he goes. With the tongue lashings. We warned him. Nobody can say we didn't warn him. Now we've got this. Wow, this is kind of underwhelming. Keeping a close eye on our shields. Because I hear something. Oh, there's an Ica. There we go. Alright. Kind of made it. Sort of, mostly. Anything behind us? I can see how this will come together, because it's one thing when you're looking directly at the monster and he's not really too particularly threatening by himself. But as soon as you get into a position where you're trying to do something and things are sneaking up behind you, and then you've got hives and Icas and spores and all that other stuff. Oh no. No. Don't say that. Please? There we go. Bloody hell. Was there anything left up there? Yes, a little bit, maybe. Hopefully a second piece of Illumium to justify all the ammunition we just wasted. I think eventually there will be an option to drop things from your inventory so that you can make space out in the field. Because having to turn away from things that you need that aren't necessarily common or easy to get, not ideal. Not ideal at all. Now, fortunately, we're not using up a lot of ammunition fighting the swamp walkers or the Icas or anything like that, and the hives use different kinds of ammunition, so I think we should be okay. But first, we want to get some more Illumium. Take a look around here. There's a hive. There's some exploding bug sacks or plant sacks. Just making sure we don't have any icky things running around. And then we'll gather from the Illumium tree one more time. I had actually intended to empty out my inventory into my Eden kit before I ran out and started doing the exploring, but I was so excited to get out here and find the swamp again and fight some of the swamp guys and gather some of the materials that I completely forgot to empty my inventory, and I paid for it. Though I'm pretty sure I'll have plenty of inventory. I'll be able to restock my rifle ammunition for the nighttime defense and carry on from there. We'll come back down for that guy. I wonder if we can just like knock them all down the hill and then just follow them after and collect them from one big heap. I have to say, it strikes me as a little bit innovative to have this kind of design with the rocks resembling trees and things draped off of them like moss. You don't normally see things that way when we're talking about minerals and materials, although I guess it was kind of an assumption on our part that Illumium was a mineral. It's all glittery and spacey and cool. I've seen some of the concept artwork for like a worm thing that looks kind of creepy if you're not big on worms that crawl around in swamps and stuff. And some of the other monsters, it's pretty tame right now relative to how I think it could end up in the future. Did it despawn? That wasn't very nice. Illumium tree. There we go. So how are we doing for Illumium? We have... Does that say 41 or 11? It's kind of hard to tell. I think it says 41. We have 8 minutes left in the day, and now that we know pretty much exactly where we are relative to the rest of the world, I know it's not going to take super long to get back to our base. which is basically right across the field over there and then up and down, and we should be fine. How big is this swamp? There's a lot of Illumium trees out here. Not that we're complaining. Again, just kind of taking a cursory look for troublemakers. There's a hive down there. I think we should kill that hive off and get another piece of Teslinium so that we can at least upgrade the damage output on our Gauss cannon. I think in terms of fighting hives, it's good to front load the damage as much as you can put on that bad boy as soon as you can. Get it out of the way so that it can't spawn any more baddies. And then everything around it is you know, a little bit easier to manage. I can kind of see having to approach the hives in sort of the destroy the spores first kind of fashion. And the spores are pretty rugged. My experience with them has been that they don't die necessarily as easily as you might think based on other things that we can kill. But it's nothing we can't handle so far. There's also a lot of work being done on the foliage. You can see the foliage in this area in particular, compared to some of the other areas, is pretty dense. You can see we've got bushes and trees and grass and all these things that we can gather, basically get them out of the way if we really wanted to. But I can see from other screenshots and videos that I've seen that that's kind of the goal going forward, is more dense foliage, which would make it a lot easier for things like spores and exploding sacs to hide, which we don't necessarily support. I just want to make sure I know where I'm going relative to how I'm going to get out, and I think I know. So actually, power up the old cannon and create as much of a problem for this guy as we possibly can. Uh-oh. We got Ika. Oh, he was right behind us. That is... Oh, okay. Now they're coming in numbers. And we ditched our ammunition. How are we looking? We've got a clip and 6. This guy looks like he wants to start spitting on me any second now. There's a little bit of a cave there. Do we want to go down there? I kind of feel like no. 3, quickly, faster. Oh, there's the ammunition readout. It's down in the lower left-hand corner. So that's handy. We like to see that. There we go. And now we've got more bad guys. Oh, there he is. Weapons dry. Except for this one. Always reloading. No, no, no. There we go. Alright. After all that, watch, it'll just be 1. Oh, we got 2 Teslinium from that. So that's good. That's going to be for sure enough to at least upgrade the damage output on the Gauss cannon. So we're going to head back to base. Going to kind of keep an eye out for bad guys. We're not necessarily... Oh, I hear something. Oh, that one like almost came out of that little bush. We're running. We don't want to pick any fights now. Our goal is simply to get out of here without dying, because we got all kinds of goodies and we want to keep them. There we go. And now we're headed directly in the general direction of our base, where we could do some upgrades. We can get ready for nightfall. We've got 4 1/4 minutes remaining. Gauss cannon upgrade. Increase rate of fire, increase damage. Unlock. Really? Really? That's where we're at with that increased rate of fire. Ceramic, ironite, and Illumium. Ironite, I think we have in the Eden kit. So we can make a stack, basically, of whatever. And ceruleum or tennel. We're going to choose tennel. We're going to make the maximum, and we're going to create... There's a stack of rifle ammunition to get us through the night. And then we'll go back here. Bridgmanite, ceramic, all of that we'll keep because we're going to use it to gauge how much we have in the next day, so that when we are gathering things, we know how much we have and how much we're going to need. So, weapons, 30 seconds till nightfall. We'll see what the enemy has in mind for us today. I don't see an enemy. Let's see. Check down here. Every time I look over, it's a tree. That thing there is a tree, but I see the red on it, and I think, what kind of bad guy is that? And then I remember it's a tree, and everything is fine, except that I do that every single night. Every single night I have to remind myself that it's a tree. Oh, the turrets are awake. Could you, like, not explode so close to my base, please? That's so rude. Look at that. Wrecking the place for no good reason. I don't want to waste any ammunition on a splintermite that can't even get to our base. So I haven't even had a chance to review specifically all of the new pieces that we're going to be able to use to expand our base, and it'll be mostly cosmetic. There'll be an opportunity to build spaces for some of the new utility pieces, but realistically speaking, it's going to be, you know, just goofing around and seeing what kinds of stuff we can put together with the things that we're getting, so that when the time comes that you do actually want to do something functional, you can make it look not horrible at the same time. Right now I hear my turrets chirping. Oh, look at this. It's World War III over here. It's like all of the neutral birds are attacking that hive or something. I don't know what's going on, but the turrets approve. They were kind of applauding whatever it was. We got 2.5 minutes left until daybreak. So the next episode, we're going to look at gathering the last few bits that we need to get the critical upgrades done. Then we're going to take a look at what we need to finish the upgrading process. And when all of that is done, we will get started on expanding our base. We're going to add a power generator and all the other utility things we can come across, plus some cosmetic additions. Just for giggles, something that we can do. If you want to be notified when I add that episode, the easiest thing you can do is subscribe to my channel. You can follow me on social media. Links for social media in the information box below the video. Leave your comments and feedback. We got 15 seconds left in this rather uneventful night. Guy down there and the creepy bird bastard. Thanks for watching, guys, and take care.